Hey guys, still here and welcome back to Wargame Red Dragon. In following with yesterday's video, this is the first gameplay of Abishek. He's a new player. It's the first multiplayer match that he ever played. I'm commenting on it on what is a highlight of a live stream that I did a few days ago. And there are a lot of things that for a new player he does right. Of course, there will also be a few things that he can still improve upon. I am commenting on those, and if you have further suggestions / recommendations for him, then please put those down below in the comments. This way we can help newer players get familiar with the game, see what they can improve upon, and hopefully build a better community, as opposed to people raging on each other in multiplayer matches, because let's be honest, that's not really helping anybody. If you do find this helpful, then please like the video, that way more people can find it. And subscribe to my channel if you want to find more of these videos and the live streams that I do these things on. I hope you find it useful, and well, if you have any further suggestions, again, please comment those down below. You like Raz's tutorials? Yes, Razman is an excellent player, and I would very much recommend that you just watch his stuff. The 4 points left, I'm going to leave the 4 points left up to you. Pick a unit that you think is interesting, that you might want to try, that you might want to use, and just see if it's something that you will actually use. Not only that, but is it going to be cost effective? So walk through the list of the units that you have killed and that you have lost at the end of the battle, and see if it works. Did that unit kill units? Did that unit just get killed before it was able to fire a shot? If so, are you using the unit correctly? There are all sorts of concerns and considerations. So always, if you're trying to learn the game, and well, ideally any game if you can, make sure that you check out your own replay. Check out your own gameplay. Way back in the day, I think it was 2018, I was trying Krav Maga. And I was getting, well, I'm absolutely not a fighter. I'm a nerd. I'm safely behind my computer, and that's where I should be. I would go into a sparring match and just get the shit beat out of me. And it was really frustrating. So at some point I asked, hey, is it possible to get recording of what I'm doing? Because just thinking what you should be doing different and actually seeing what you should be doing different is... it's very valuable just to see what you're doing. In the end, it actually didn't end up happening because I didn't do it for long enough. But try to record what you're doing. Whether it's giving a presentation, playing Wargame, just analyze what you're doing. See what you did well, see what you want to change. Anyway, let's have a look only at... here, not the obby. Okay, you're gonna move here. MI8s, okay. Small tip. Helicopters, park these over trees. Helicopters on the ground have a takeoff animation. And that takeoff animation is gonna last you 3, 4, 5 seconds, depending on the type of helicopter. It's gonna mean that that helicopter does not have 5 seconds of transporting stuff. So make sure that you take off with these things at the start of the battle. He's also not doing it, interestingly. Curious. You're going in with the PTR-60s. A couple of units rushing there. I think we're going to find Gorna Strelki in here. Or Spetsnaz? What I do really appreciate, especially for a newer player, is that you immediately mark up where you're going. Communication is everything in this game. So always mark up where you're going, and you did that right from the start, so I think that's really good. This is potentially risky. Or, no, not so much risky, but you're wasting time. Unless the enemy is going to immediately rush into this position with a helo offensive, so a helicopter rush, drop your forces just right across the road on here. Because this is the sector that usually fights with this sector over there. The way that you're doing it now is a bit overcautious. And because of that, you're wasting time that the enemy can then again use against you to dig in. VDV 90, okay. Ooh, don't park your helos. Keep these things hovering. In fact, I would probably have them hover over here. Because if I have them hovering over here, I can potentially use them as a picket line there. Or I can make sure that any NTR that comes down this road, for example, will not be able to pick off my helicopters that are hovering over there. So be careful with these boys, because they can still be useful. And if you want to make sure you don't have to micromanage that, when you're sending them in, hold Shift, press unload. So either click it or click U for unload. And then hold Shift and send them here. So right click. That way they're going to go here, unload the VDV when you need them, and then go off to their next position. It saves you a bit of micromanagement time. Okay, you got VDV, you got Modestrelki again, that is Vetka. You got your Strela. Your CV is not in cover, but it's in a fairly safe spot. You got your no-nos here for very close support, good. Okay, of course there's a huge clash over there, as usual. I'm not going to cover that too much. What I'm missing here is HEGM. This building is not stellar for HEGMs, but it does have a fairly decent sight range across this road here. So anything that comes down the road is going to get shot at. Make sure you have your HEGMs in there. And I mean your concourse, not your Gonostroki. Uh-oh. What we got there? Incoming Cobra. Let's see how you handle this one. MI8's hovering off to the side. That's a Humvee. And here come the Marines. LVTP-7A1s. Or at least LVTPs. Get your vehicles out of here. Move your vehicles to here. And or here. So that in a moment you can just push along the sides when the enemy is engaged with your infantry. Don't leave them here, because they will get ambushed. In this case, by the way, you can just start mortaring this stuff. Yep, here come the 7A1s. And the Humvees. Rozvedka took out a Humvee. There's a lot of Marines you got there. Immediately start picking them off. Good. LVTP-7s are all gone. Small troops there. Small troops can deal damage against infantry as well as vehicles. Swap these out. Pull these back. Put these in. Or just start pulling these back and shell this position using those mortars. Super Cobra. Hold. Your NTR is sitting over here. If you move it a bit further back to, for example, this position here, you can start to engage anything that comes up, such as a Super Cobra. And right now you can't. So right now, this Super Cobra can continually harass your infantry, but also your transports. And they're doing that with HEGMs. LV-25 pulling back, there's a Cobra coming in. If you don't want to use a Strela, just use your NTR infantry here. Missile out. Strela immediately gets pressed, and that's your only NTR. But you're rushing infantry into the town. Good. There's the NTR infantry. Very good. Yes, John, he is indeed quad stacking. It's not great. What is that? Yeah. You got some help there from your friend, the MSTAS, delivering a swift hammer blow and immediately wiping out quite a few of the Marines here. Should be enough to start killing them off now. No. No. I know that this is not the Abi. This is another player. But, oh lord, this is a very expensive plane to try and do something like this with. I think he was sending it in to wipe out the helicopter, which he successfully wiped out. But you got two chaparrals sitting underneath you. This thing is alive by the grace of RNG, and it's ECM. Also, in a situation like this town, you have a pretty damn decent chance that you can, at some point, get attacked. So, having Spetsnaz in here to deal with enemy infantry as it comes in is very valuable. Have the VDV or the Motostrelki take out the transports, and the Spetsnaz will deal with any infantry. You still don't have a picket liner on the side. Be careful. I'd hate to see you get flanked. Move back. Yep, jumping the Motostrelki back. Good work. Oh, one of your Nonas got countered. Huh. This is also somewhat risky. If somebody really wants to, they can throw a cluster artillery salvo at this Nona. They might accidentally hit and wipe out your Mi-28. Be careful there. This thing is too valuable to get accidentally killed off. Got my teammate pushing it over there. Barely using a tank. That's interesting for the middle. Is it low income? I've taken command over that section. Very good. Speed it up somewhat. Something else that I usually do, and I think you need to rebind these. Controls. Here. The flares. F2, F3, F1. This one I think is usually something else. And F4. So I can very quickly, as I usually have my fingers on WASD, which is I think a general gamer reflex. I can very quickly hop over to F1, 2, 3, 4. And immediately when I hear artillery fire impacting there. At this point, my mind already goes F1, click. Because F1 means this is a position that needs to get attacked. Or, well, F1 is help, F2 is attack. So in this case, just press F2 and put an attack marker there, or even F4. And just write arty or mortar or something like that. And also, let's see, what's this mortar doing? Are you counter battery? I think you might be. That'd be really good for a new player. Where's that shell going? No, you're just shelling the town. Okay. Randomly shelling a town like this is not that useful. If that is what you were doing. Of course, I can't see inside your head right now. So, randomly shelling a town like that is not that useful unless you're planning to attack. You're just really... well... You can make the argument that you're not wasting resources. You can make the argument that you're keeping the enemy suppressed and thereby saving resources. And I would have to agree. But you don't even know if there's anything there. Although you can, in this case, be pretty certain that there is. Okay, you got your Iglas over here. Flank. By the way, you're not defending this flank, but they might not be defending their flank either. And that might be an opportunity for you. So, try and scout out this ridge. You have quite a lot of your Razvedka. You could even send in Spetsnaz GRU. Just start walking some guys over the ridge. Who knows? You might end up over here. And if you are... That is a terrible nickname. If you are here, you can very easily spot anything that comes in. And that is such valuable information, because then you know what to bring. This was your first game. Damn, you're good. And I don't mean that sarcastically. Because you're doing a lot of the right stuff here. You're bringing in resupplies. You're making sure you have a mortar close. You have a mix of units. You're pulling units back that have been wounded and making sure they get recycled and get reinforced. Really, really good. So, Abishek, my compliments on your gameplay. Very impressive. Committing an entire player to this part of the map is a waste, to be honest. Yes, but in this case, if it's a newer player, I think it's a pretty good place to go. Because it's a pretty small area, unless you count the whole ridgeline. And it means that you can focus your attention quite a lot on defense. You don't have to attack here. I mean, it's great if you can, but you don't have to. Also, this position, and I completely agree with Serious Strategy Gamer, bring in some more reconnaissance here. Because you don't even see the Humvees coming in. There's chaparrals out in the open. Over here, a reconnaissance unit, plus a couple of Jalos. You could have wiped out the Humvees, the chaparrals, stuff like that, and immediately pull back. Also, you don't have a full idea on what this is, but you know it's elite. So it's going to be dangerous one way or another. Yeah, there's elite Humvees coming in. That's 10 points. That's the Humvee dead, but the infantry survived. That's the second one dead, and there's the Delta Force. Unfortunately, the Mi-28 got killed off by the chaparrals. Come on, push your infantry forward. Don't let them take a position in the town. Yeah. Well done, guys. You spotted it. It was Delta. Elite units from the US and Humvees, it's usually Delta. I wouldn't actually even know what else it could be. Elite Rangers? Do they even come in a Humvee? So many different unit combinations that I don't even know. You could probably wake up Razman at any moment and he would know. He would know, but I'm I'm not that good. US Elite Infantry sucks. Yeah, some of them are not that great. Damn, look at these guys push. How much is going to be happening here? Come on, be a bit more aggressive here. Push to contact. Move forward and see when something starts firing back at you. I know I can set this game to neutral, and the reason why I'm not doing that is but I want to see how well his units did. And unfortunately, Wargame is not that advanced that it allows you to see and switch through the lines after. So I'm going to have to stick to this player. Otherwise, I simply can't see. Oh. They're coming in again. Or they want you to think they're coming in again. Cobra shooting, come on. Where's the Iglis? Yep, put him in this building. Stop moving. Press E, stop moving. And they will immediately jump to the building and jump to the building from where they can probably attack. Come on. You're looking for a position from where they can fire. M60s? Are you fighting a US Marine deck? Missile out. That's the Stinger. Sorry, the Iglis. Not the Stingers. One hit. You need one more. Nope. Out of range. Ah. Excellent. Yep. Good reflex here. Oh, that's unfortunate. Good reflex moving forward with the BTR-90 and trying to get some shots in. Unfortunately, the Cobra was able to splash your gun and knock it out for the next 50 seconds. Good move pulling the Spetsnaz crew back. Really well done. You got your more US Marines coming in. This time around, either you caught them off guard or they dropped off way too soon. Artillery coming in from Yarnona, very nice. He was motorized. No, they wouldn't have the Alpha TP7A1. That's only Marines. Now, something else that you can consider for your next attempt if you're going to play on this side again. You don't have to stick to the buildings or the tree lines. If you can put a reconnaissance team over here, or maybe somewhere slightly up further, and you can have HGM troops, such as ASM Concours, just slightly pop over the ridge. Pop over, walk from here. The moment that you see something coming, you get into a position across the ridge. So you just literally walk your infantry 5 to 10 meters across the ridge, you fire a couple of missiles, and you pull right back before you get shot at. Of course, your missile has to hit first. It is a guided missile. If you don't stay there, it will get lost. But it will allow you to start to wipe out vehicles before they become a problem. So try to think outside of just the tree lines and the buildings. There is more to the map. Medic bag surrenders. We already had the other player go. I'm not even going to pronounce that nickname. These guys have pushed in deep. Damn. Thinking Curtis Raptor here might also be a newer player. Quad stacking rifleman. Here's the Jalo. Who is this? Medic bag. Ah, okay. What just happened is that medic bag left. And that means that his forces over here and over there are not going to be as properly managed. Because they're only going to be managed by 2 players. If there are still 2 players. Maybe I'm even missing one. On top of that, the player that is operating the rest of the units, so probably Curtis and DDKL, they're going to be very focused on the defense of Anna and Boris. They don't have their attention on center. Because it's not a mission critical sector. Anna is. So start to move. Because you're only going to get, let's say, AI reaction fire, but they're probably not going to be shuffling their troops around. So in this situation, just move. Just see if you can get there. Here we go. Yeah, Chaparral should have moved back, but since it was no longer being managed because the player left, nothing was happening. Spetsnaz crew moving to flank, I like it. Weapons even off. You're a new player, you're turning weapons off? Damn. That is very advanced behavior for a new player. Again, well done. Ooh. Even spotting that for a second or two. LAVMs are such annoying units. The moment that you spot them, shoot them. Or at least put an attack marker on there. So you know where to land your mortars or your friend's bigger guns in the front of the MSTAS. Spetsnaz GRU moving up. Spot. Mark. Bit more. There. Bit more. There. Are you packaging up for an attack? No, not really. But you are killing off their mortars. Good. Effectively, there's not that much that I can still comment on, because at this point it's basically done. The guys over here have pushed all the way into Anna. There might very well be a command unit on the way. It's going to counter it, and if not, well, we're probably going to find their command vehicles soon, and that'll be it. So, chat, if you were to give this guy one tip, one thing to focus on for the next game, what would it be? Let me know in chat. What one thing would he need to be doing different? Do you think he should not be playing a motorized deck? Do you think he should, for example, be more aggressive? Do you think he should be using more reconnaissance? What one thing can he be taking well, let's say to